What's up, life insurance agents? So I just got done filming this crazy video right now. Robert Morales, been in the game for quite some years, came to me with literally 0 recruits. Now he's literally the #1 person out of 2,000 licensed agents in his hierarchy. Not only that, but this guy just closed $60,000 in commission working alongside me. There was a couple of recruits that I sent him that were making 6 figures that he did some rollovers on, sold some financial products to. This guy's a freaking dog, man. So I actually just filmed an interview with him. Whether you're a big dog agent making over 100K a month, or whether you're a smaller agent making less than $100,000 a month, you're gonna get a lot of gems from this video. For those of you that don't know, my name is Dylan Saldivar. I run a digital marketing agency for life insurance agents, and we scale your guys' downlines to the next freaking level. I've created 7 top recruiters and counting. I have a proven track record, and we're only gonna keep getting that number higher. Our vision is to get over 100 agents to become the #1 recruiters in their hierarchy. If you wanna be the next one, just click the link down below, book a free strategy call with us. Let's watch the video. From just a few recruits to building one of the strongest base shops in his entire hierarchy, right here sitting with me, I have Robert Morales, 6-figure earners joining his team. He has big individuals coming from cold market, strictly from his Instagram account. Some of these people that we're sending him are turning into rollover deals. He's just absolutely crushing it. I remember when he first came to me, he only had a few recruits on his base shop. He had to start fresh and build his team up. And in just 2 months, he has just changing the game. Past 10 days, he's already done 10 recruits. It's insane what this guy is doing. And he's actually the #1 recruiter out of over 2,000 licenses right now. So we're going to go ahead and dive into this. Robert, go ahead and take us back. How did this all start for you when you first spoke with me? Where were you kind of at in the base shop? Where was your team looking like? And kind of just fill us in on where this all started.
Well, hey, Dylan, man, I just got to first and foremost thank you, man. You've been a godsend with your marketing. Divine Reach has totally changed our business, man. And I know in the beginning, you were that squeaky wheel gets the grease. You kept following up with me, so I'm so glad you did touch
Heck
bases
yeah.
with me and Monica. But yeah, our mindset, we were tired of being sick and tired with our business model in regards to recruiting. We were looking to scale. We were tired of just bringing 1 and 2 people a month.
Mhm.
That's not going to cut it in our business environment anymore. So yeah, we were looking for an opportunity to scale. We were looking into getting into double-digit recruiting, and so we were looking for an opportunity. And your approach, the versus the shotgun approach versus the sniper approach in marketing, really transformed our business, and that's something that has really helped us grow. So that's been the big game changer for us, you know.
100%, man. Yeah, dude. And that's awesome, man. I love to hear that. How many recruits did you have like when you first came to me? Do you remember how many were on your team?
We had about 3,
3
really
total.
showing up actively in our business. And
Huh.
the defining moment, I'll just share with you what really made us pull the trigger in regards going with your marketing and really like, hey, we got to do something different. So we were at our company year-end event, and we had about 6 people that committed to go to that event, and they paid for their tickets, their rooms, and everything, and none of them showed up for whatever reason, right? Good,
Mhm.
bad, or indifferent. And my wife and I had a serious conversation. My wife Monica and I were like, man, we can't continue to build like this and not have 100% commitment from people.
Mhm.
We have to go into this next year with a different approach. We have to have a volume approach,
Mhm.
and that's where we decided we got to do something different. We cannot come into this next year with a different approach. So that
Mhm.
was a defining moment, the straw that broke the camel's back per se, and that's when we said, hey, we're going to go into this full force.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And one thing I wanted to ask you, man, really pick your brain on is one of the specific things I had remember that we had mentioned when we first met was like your biggest concern was Dylan, like you've worked with a lot of individuals, you've gotten them younger recruits, but we're older, right? We're not looking for young people. We're looking for a specific type of a market that's doing certain type of things. Like, you know, can you do that? Do you remember that specifically?
Yes. Yeah, and that's something I really appreciate about you, Dylan. You actually took the time to listen to us. I mean, you were very detailed, and my background was hiring
Mhm.
for in corporate America and really finding the best talent. So, and you really took the time, and what I really noticed about you, you were listening and you were listening intently to our needs. So I remember Monica and I, we were drilling you for a little bit as
Yeah.
far as what we were looking for.
Yeah.
We were looking for a specific niche market. We're looking for dissatisfied corporate people, just like we were. We were tired of the grind, working
Mhm.
13 to 16-hour days, and you listened and you delivered on our dissatisfied niche market, and you delivered on that, right? And you adjusted, and the good thing about that is you said, hey, I'm going to be pretty much, you're going to hold our hand every step of the process, and you delivered on that. So I remember that you said you were going to do something and you did it, and I appreciate that approach. And you
100%.
follow up on us. Like if we weren't staying on top of the things that we needed to do to come through on our marketing side, on our homework per se, you made it happen for us, man. So I appreciate that.
Dude, 100%. Honestly, I just really feel like I just genuinely like helping you guys out. I think that's a big differentiator of not just me, but like also the people I'm now hiring in my company is that they have to give a crap about you guys. We're not just here to take money. We're here to actually help you guys and make big impact, create a machine for your business. We want to be here for the long term, right? So I really appreciate
A
you saying that's
partnership.
definitely what we're aiming for. Was there ever a point, I remember when we first chatted as well, I'm sure there were some doubts. I'm sure there were some worries that you were facing and some maybe just like things that you just couldn't overcome in the beginning. What did those look like for you? Because you were already successful, but what did those specific things look like that you had to overcome in order to get started on this endeavor here?
I think yes. I mean, I'll be lying to you if there wasn't any doubt. There's always doubt, but I think the you can tell when someone knows their craft by the way they answer and how passionate they take their craft, right? So I think with you understanding your business, understanding your craft, and being able to show proof on your concept with past results, right? Being able to show the consistency on your results was key, and you were able to tailor your business model to what we were looking for was key for me.
Mhm.
And once you identified my bottleneck issues that I had, right? Because for me, I wanted results yesterday.
Mhm.
Once you address those things for me, because I was really busy
Mhm.
on in my business, I was really busy on, training, field training, and going through our systems. I could not do the marketing that I really wanted to do,
Mhm.
and I was like, I need to start building right now. And you're like, we can deliver on that. And once
Mhm.
we agreed to that, man, you made it happen for us. So once I knew the intangibles about you personally as a person, I was like, you know what? All right, Monica and I, we kind of just talked about it for a few hours. We weren't worried about the investment side of it. We were more worried about like, hey, can we do business with Dylan as a person? Because you're a
Mhm.
faith-driven person,
Mhm.
you're a person that knows your craft,
Mhm.
and you have a track record of success. All right, let's go with it. And that was our decision making with to go with you. So
100%, man. That's really big that you analyze just more so, not just even results, but just more the culture of the person. I'm big on that as well myself. So that's
it's
huge, man. You're obviously somebody that accumulated success before working with me. And it's so funny, you were actually one of the first ones in your entire like hierarchy, right, to actually move forward on this. And you've almost started like a trend. You were just like the domino effect that led to so many more people in your corporation coming to work with me, which I'm more than honored to take care of them and do the same exact thing we did for you for them. What do you think it is, man, about some of the bigger agency owners that are doing already 20K months, 40K, 50K months, 100K months, but they're just afraid to invest in themselves? They've never done front end marketing. They're big on internal consumption. They got the tap rooting going. What do you think is it about their mindset or the way they view money that might be preventing them from, actually getting something that these types of results that you're getting? What would you say?
I think this might be controversial, but I went through this in the beginning
Mhm.
of my business career in financial services, not recently, but in the past. It's self-belief and confidence in themselves. But when your back is against the wall and you've already burned your bridge or your ship to go back to something else, like you don't have any other choice. So you have to have self-confidence in your own self-worth that you're going to make things happen. So
Mhm.
one, you have to have self-confidence in your own self doing number one. Number two, if there's a vehicle, an opportunity, like in marketing or like in this case, Divine Reach or a marketing company that can help you get to your destination faster, there's a proven track record, and you have the investment capital to do it, what are you waiting for?
Mm.
Right? There's no reason to postpone that.
Mhm.
Um, you're just delaying your success at this point.
Mhm.
So for me, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
For us, we knew that number one, I trust in my leadership because I have mentors,
Mhm.
you know, uh, gentleman by the name of Mario and Lisa. I love them to death. They helped me in my career and the business they built. We have systems in place. So, I mean, I trust them and their system. Absolutely. I already knew we have the systems in place in our organization to help build our business. So, absolutely. So, I knew it was just a matter of us just making this happen. So,
Right.
to finish that
Mm.
question you asked is number one the self belief, and then if you're ready, you gotta. There's this saying, right? Scare money don't make money.
That's
You have
facts.
to be ready to pull the trigger and invest in your business if you want to scale. There's just no reason for it.
Yeah.
That's why there's a reason between W-2 and entrepreneurship.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's a there's a line there, and once you're in entrepreneurship, you have to be ready to scale.
Yeah, man. And that's really, really huge. I love that you said that. And I remember, I would get on these sales calls with some big, WFG people or GFI people, and I would be saying, "Hey, make this investment with me. It's X dollars a month. I'm not going to share my price on this call. It's X dollars a month." And they'd be so afraid to do it. And I said, "You know what? I'm gonna go and invest in myself." And I dropped $25,000 of other people's money into a coaching program, paid in full. And I said, if I can drop 25 at the age of 23 into myself, I'm going to prove to these people that when you invest in yourself, you make a big investment. Or you make a big return. And when I did that, I can't even tell you what that did for my life, what it did for my business. I moved into a bigger home. I got into a better atmosphere. Bigger people started to gravitate towards me because I'm not afraid to spend money. Like, dude, and I'm getting places quicker, right? And so I also think of it like this. I heard of this one saying is that two people make $1 million a year. One of them makes $200,000 a year. The other one makes $1 million a year. One person gets there in 1 year, makes a million in 1 year. The other person makes a million in whatever, 6 months. What's the difference between the two? Well, the guy making a million a year is getting there quicker because he has speed. He's not just relying on his own time. He's not relying on his own expertises. He's not relying on his own brain, right? He's only one person. And I always say willpower beats design. So when you have systems running, when you have people you're recruiting, systemized things that's scaling your company versus manual outreach, yeah, you can still maybe get to a million a year by relying on old methods, but dude, it's not going to beat the guy that's investing into speed. So that's kind of how I look at it, man. And so I know that's how you look at it too. And that's just really big, man, because now I know just the other day you texted me and there's recruits that you're bringing in that are making six figures, which that's another big thing. A lot of people think you can't do that, right? So tell me more on your experience with that, like getting on the hiring interviews that we've sent you, that these people are making six figures and you're bringing them in the business, dude. That's so cool. Tell me more on that.
Yeah, I think number one, I make six figures. Number one, number two, um, our business model, financial services, is the most lucrative industry in the planet. It's a $109 trillion market. The next closest industry to us
Mm,
is real estate with 33 trillion, and right below that is retail.
mhm,
And most people don't know that, which is 27. If you were to combine those two industries, it will not equate to financial services,
mhm,
and people don't realize that. And I sell them on our company, our vision, and then our culture. Our culture, it's not just about the money. The money is like a motivate. It's like a flame,
mhm,
right? You got to constantly feed through your motivation to keep the flame going,
mhm,
right? Our culture is the thing that sustains our consistency,
mhm,
right? So our
mhm.
culture and our environment, I like to call out Lion Star in our culture. I'm wearing it right here in my chest. Our culture is what keeps us together. And that's what I sell our new business partners that come into our organization. It's like we have a culture of helping people get to where they want to get to. In return, we get to where we want to get to.
Exactly.
So when I talk to people during my, interviews when I'm bringing them on board, they're that's what we sell them on is our culture. And like, hey, we're going to hold your hand every step of the way. We're going to show you to success. And that's what we hone in on, not just the money you're going to make here. And in corporate America, they don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
So multiple six-figure earners, they put in their heart and soul like I used to do in corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
I relate to them.
Mm-hmm.
So your marketing, Dylan, this is going to be a long answer because, and it's an important question that you ask, because when people are looking for marketing, this is not just me paying a service. This is actually you're connecting with people on social media because sometimes it's hard to do. When they connect with you on social media and you put in great content out there, they're connecting with you and they connect with you and you DM with them. They resonate, something resonated, you connect with them, you meet with them on a one-on-one basis. You still got to connect the dots there.
Yeah.
But once they meet with you, you got to continue on that connection with your story that you connected with them. So I hone in on that. I was like, so tell me, why do you dislike your job? Tell me. And we go into that. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel if you start in entrepreneurship. Let's see how we can help you by starting financial services.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how we're different. Let me tell you how it changed my life,
Yeah.
right? So, but the thing I love about your marketing is that your sniper approach towards your marketing is helps people see there's opportunities out there other than their corporate 9 to 5 jobs. So
Mm-hmm.
we're changing people's lives with
That's
your
big.
marketing at the end of the day. So
Big impact, man. And just so you guys know, you're watching this right now, whether you're a big agency owner or whatever, right? This guy is not a normal recruiter. Okay, this guy is probably one of the best, and I've helped a lot of you guys over the years. This guy is probably one of the best freaking recruiters I've ever seen, hands down. That's why I had to get him on this interview. And he's got a lot of recruiting wisdom. I mean, he just shared just the tip of the iceberg of it right now, but man, dude, I mean, I'm sure you've done just about everything with recruiting. I mean, you know how to hire really well, and that's one thing I noticed about you. You had very minimal questions when the ads were starting to run, and you were just running with it, which was very impressive to me. And there was something that kind of stained in my memory with you, is you texted me in the Slack chat and you said, "I have to make this work. I have to make this work," right? And I like when I see that because I
mhm.
highlight it and I'm like, okay, he's a have to kind of guy. And when I see a have to kind of guy, it means that, you can throw Robert in the Lions den, he's going to come out leading the Lions because that's just who he is, right? But there's some people that want to make it happen or need to make it happen, but you have to make it happen. And you did. Tell me more on that, dude. Like your mindset is different. I just know it is. Share some mindset like secrets, some mindset wisdom that's inside of you, man. I gotta hear it.
Absolutely, man. No, I appreciate you saying that. No, I have a make it happen attitude. It just goes back to my upbringing. My parents, they all the way back when, man. My parents are from Guatemala. Migrated to the United States. I was born in Brooklyn, and just my dad. I always go back to my dad. Yeah, the guy never. I remember my dad. They would call him into work
Hmm.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. They didn't even question it. He would just, all right, guys, they just call me into work. I gotta go. Like, didn't even question it. Like, he'll kiss his. It's just that work ethic mentality.
Hmm.
But I knew what he was doing was not going to lead us. Back then, I knew he was doing it for us, but looking back now, it's like, man, he didn't have the same opportunities I had. So now he was still to this day. He's like, you were born in the United States. There's no reason why you cannot be
Hmm.
successful.
Hmm.
So I always remember those days. But going back now, like I have children, I have my wife. I'm like, dude, we're gonna make this happen. I left my corporate secure job, right? And I thought I was making it. I was making a multiple six-figure income. My last highest income there, I was making $300,000 in my corporate job.
Man.
And when I left, and I was like, dude, there's way more opportunity outside of that. But coming here and doing financial services, dude, there's way more room for
Hmm.
growth. But the freedom, so there's the three freedoms we talk about, and we talk to our to our potential future business partners, the freedom of time, the freedom of location, and the freedom of finance, uh, those are real.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm with my wife here in Sonoma County. We're going back and forth from Napa County. Yeah, we're in business out here because I mean, as much as I wanted to clear my schedule, it's a little tough right now. We're still working. I still had brought in a new licensed individual yesterday. We might have another appointment tonight, but we have to slow down to get our business organized. But dude, we're in Sonoma County right now. We're about to go
Mm.
do some wine tasting and enjoy Mother's Day weekend with my wife. Freedom of location.
Mm.
Where else can you do that in business? And but the mindset is we have to make this work because if not, who else will?
Mm-hmm.
There was one time, and I'm going to be vulnerable with you guys, through the valleys of our business.
Mm-hmm.
My son, because he didn't know any better because he was still growing. He was like, "Dad, why don't you just go back to Lowe's, my corporate job?" When the valleys of the business, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that was like a stab in the heart, right?"
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told my family I would never go back to a job. Ever
Wow.
since then, I was like, absolutely, we have to make this work.
Have to. Yeah.
So, dude, it's just that switch, like
Wow.
this has to work.
Mm-hmm.
There's no formula. It's just a saying you tell yourself. If you guys watch David Goggins,
Mm-hmm.
like you just go into that mindset of your like whatever you're gonna do, I gotta make this work. Like right now, we're in a contest with our company. We're gonna be number one.
Come on.
It's like I'm locked in.
That's.
Once you're locked in, whatever mindset you're in, it's over. Like if
Mhm.
someone counted me out, it's over. Like you
Yeah.
better watch out. Like there's
Dude.
a lot of people in our hierarchy that's counted us out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, thank you
Yeah.
for giving me more fuel. I appreciate that. And that's what I tell myself. And hey, we're competitive, but we're not combative. And I just use it as fuel at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But that's the mentality. It's like, hey, once we have to make this work because I want my family to win. I want my children's children have
Mm-hmm.
a solid legacy for as many generations as possible. So
Yeah.
I think it's a long answer, but
No, that's huge, bro. So much gems to just unpick just from that alone, man. Jeez. I don't know if you've ever heard of Tim Grover. I have his book sitting on my right here. It stares at me every day. It's my favorite book ever. I've read it
cleaner.
times. Dude, cleaners, closers, and coolers. Some of you watching this are like, what the heck are they talking about? Listen to Tim Grover if you
Yeah.
really want to be number one in your industry. Because a lot of people come to me, man, and they've seen some crazy results working with me. And I've gotten enough big results to be able to connect the dots with my guys that get the best results or girls. And it's a mindset. And I know mindset is just so slept on. And it's something that I like to talk about because people come to me and I've had some clients that are like insurance agents all over. And they're kind of like get rich quick. Let's get 50 recruits in a month. And I'm like, do you really know what it takes to get 50 recruits a month? Like, are you even ready for that? No, you're not. I'll tell them straight up, no, you're not. You're not ready for that. Your business will break in half. You will break in half. And so what do you say to those people watching this right now that are maybe just earlier in the game? They don't have as much
Mm.
experience as you. What do you tell them, right? Because they want to get to your shoes. They're looking at you right now and they're just looking up. They're like, man, that guy's, I need to get to that point. What do you tell those individuals?
So number one, you have leadership within your organizations. Okay.
Mm,
Number one, follow your leadership's guidance right now. That's number one. Be as coachable as possible. In our company that I'm a part of, um, there's 3 C's that we recommend people. Number one is coachability, allow yourself to be led. That's number one. Number two is character integrity, right? Have that.
mhm.
And then number three, have commitment.
Come on.
Those 3 C's, have that in the beginning. And follow those 3 C's to the heart. And then if you're struggling with your warm market, don't give up on your warm market though. I mean, yes, you have marketing, you want to speed up your success, you're going to have to go. Look, I used to joke around back in my day
Mhm.
riding a horse and buggy. I mean, we used to drive to appointments. Now we have Zoom technology, right? Now we have marketing like divine reach with Dylan here that could speed up your progression. Do everything. Like put as many fishing rods on the ocean as much as possible to speed up your success. But you know, be as coachable, be a student of the business. Don't think you know it all. Like be put your head in the books, put your head in the business, understand the business that you're in.
Hmm.
You could be very successful.
Hmm.
You are in sales at the end of the day. You are in a sales transactional type thing. The problem why people fail in our environments is that they don't put enough work equity, sweat equity into our business.
Hmm.
Why do doctors are successful, lawyers are successful? Because they go to school and they work at the craft of the business. The thing is that there's no sales school.
Hmm.
You have to do that self-discipline in our industry too. And I don't know what other company, I can only speak for our culture in our company. So, I'm going to throw in this and hopefully Dylan could help me out and throw my Instagram handle there. But
Absolutely.
our company, you could, follow us at wealthgenerators.morales.
Check them out. It'll be in the description.
If you're interested, we have a culture of helping people and we have trainings and support, but we have people that put in the time and effort to learn this thing, and you're put in 2 to 3 years at this thing, especially if you're young. Oh my gosh, man! By the time you're in your mid 20s, your life will change. If you put in the time in this.
100%.
So there's so much things you do, but going back to that question in the beginning, don't be afraid of this business. Don't let your youngness intimidate you. There's ways to connect to people. My mentor started when he was 19 years old, makes crossing over 4 million here at the end of the year in cash flow,
And
and started when they were 18 years old.
mhm,
So there's a compound effect. So just keep that in mind.
mhm,
Now in this era, you can do that cash flow much faster
mhm.
because of the technology and the tools available.
So true, man. I wish I could market that on your guys' ads, but unfortunately, the FTC has gotten
Yeah.
so strict. We used
Yeah.
we used to put in your ads exactly what you just said.
Mhm.
Exactly what you just said. It used to be in the landing pages, it used to be in the ad copy,
Yeah.
and nobody got in trouble. And now it's getting so crazy, dude, because unfortunately, there's a lot of people running ads right
Yeah,
now,
it's not
and
guaranteed.
results aren't guaranteed. But there's also people that are just straight up scamming people using Facebook ads, and it's very
Yeah.
common. So
Yeah.
obviously, there has to be regulations in place, which your guys' company hits the first, and so that's
Yeah.
something that we always have to be adaptable on, and so we got to make sure we do that.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if for people that are just getting into the business, their market's just not there, you know, social media is the way you advertise, and it's going to speed up your progression. And you have tools now, like with Dylan, to help you scale faster. Is it going to take some investment? Absolutely, but it's going to be worth it if you are coachable to that, and it's going to help you get it. And you have your leadership to help you get there. Absolutely. So.
100%. And on the opposite side of that exact same question there's the big agency owner watching this right now. He's like, I'm not a younger cat. I'm not I'm an EMD. I make $90,000 a year or whatever. And he's watching this right now, but maybe he's big on the client side, but not very big on recruiting. And
Mhm.
he's on the fence. Absolutely. And you're watching this. I've talked to you already. I told you this is going to change the game for you. You're watching this right now. And this guy has something he's holding on to, or this girl has something she's holding on to. What do you say to that person, right? Because that's definitely another candidate, right, that can absolutely benefit from our marketing services, but they're just on the
Yeah.
fence. What do you say to that kind of person?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you probably heard this. I'm probably preaching to the choir. You've heard this before. Personal producing is only going to lead you to so far. If you build a business, a financial distribution business, eventually you're going to build that passive income, right? You already know that. I'm not preaching to the
Mm,
preaching to the choir with that. But when you get into the recruiting building model, if you have a servant heart and you want to teach others what you do and you duplicate your skill, you're changing someone's life by giving them that opportunity. And that's the way I see it. I'm giving them an opportunity to help people. and help them families at the same time.
That's what it is right there. Yeah.
So I take that away from me. When I talk to them, it's not about me, it's about them.
So big.
How could I help them?
Yeah.
So, and then, yeah, is it an investment? Yes, that I'm marketing myself or I'm using marketing dollars for my business, but I'm also helping people. And it's it's a mindset shift, right? I
Hmm.
know sometimes we use things as internal consumption. Look, get them wins, your new business partners. Some of you might have heard what I just said, but I don't know if you caught what I just said. Get your team
Hmm.
wins as
Yep.
fast as you can.
Yep. That's it right there.
Um, Other stuff will come. Would you rather get the win right now, or would you rather get wins with your team long term?
Hmm. Gosh, that's so good, dude. That is just great advice. I always love, I mean, it's huge, right? You got to get them wins as soon as you can, as soon as possible. Some people just, they get all excited. They close the hiring interview and they just get all excited, but it's like, no, 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 no. You're just getting started. You haven't done anything yet. Help that person now. Go help them
Yeah,
get licensed. Do what you got to do. Set them up for a big fat win, because they need to feel that win. Otherwise, there's going to be buyer's remorse. They're going to start overthinking what they just got into because
yeah.
does it work for me? Is it going to, all this kind of stuff, right? And people overlook that all the time. With all the hiring interviews you've done, man, what's the number one objection you've gotten and how do you get around it?
The number one objection I get, my warm market. I don't want to see my warm market. That is the number one objection
Yep.
I get.
That's
That is the number one I get. Um, Here's how I answer that. Okay. I don't even know if I should be sharing all my secrets on this podcast. I should be charging people at this point because look, you have to be very convicted of what your services are. At least in our company, there's a lot of financial cancers out there. This is what I tell them because I go off of the crusade of what we do.
mm,
My interview with them or meeting that I have with them, because we don't hire people, but the interview presentation that we do, because I'm interviewing them for our culture, because we don't bring everybody on there. That's one thing too, real quick. I'm a sidebar here. Because you have volume coming in, we get to select who would bring on our culture.
absolutely. Yeah.
And our attitude changes during these meetings, by the way.
Mm,
They feel it that they have to sell themselves to us, not the other way around. There's a lot of takeaway during these meetings, by the way. All right, so tell me, give me your top 3 to 5 characteristics why we should consider you to be part of our culture.
hmm.
They're constantly selling themselves to us. Hey, you know what, by the way, since you're not really paying attention or making eye contact, not taking any notes, you were late to this meeting. I don't know if this is for you. As a matter of fact, this is not for you. And I do have another appointment coming up, and I have another 7 today. I'm going to reschedule this appointment. And if we do have time, we'll maybe add you to the calendar. I'm going to end this call right
That's how
now,
we do it.
respectfully. And I go to the next appointment.
Love it.
We're looking for people that are looking for us.
I love it, man. I love
So, but let me go back to the other question. That's the volume piece. When you have
it.
volume, it gives you that power of choice.
Exactly.
And that so going back to all you the high personal producers, when you have that influx of appointments to bring people into your organization, you could say that with clients too, right? But now with building, like it gives you that different type of confidence and aura of
Yep.
confidence to bring people into your organization. But when you come from a servant's heart and you're trying to help them start a career,
Man, dude. Yeah.
it's different. But the difference between us, entrepreneurship, and W-2, we're giving them an opportunity to become a business owner.
That's it. Yeah.
This is opportunity.
Hmm.
It's different. So you have to hone in on them. And then the good thing is with our marketing, with the marketing that you're doing, they're already sold on you.
Exactly.
So half the work is already done. Now you just got to convince them on your platform and and connect the dots on what they already sold on you on what they saw on social media.
Yeah.
Are you real? Right? You're not artificial intelligence, right?
Exactly.
Are you a real person at that
Exactly.
point? Are
Yeah.
you building that rapport? But if you're thinking about it, man, I'm just telling you, you have to be passionate about what you do. I sell them on the crusade during the interview, and then the compensation. That's the difference there. And the culture, like I talked about with our team, I go on the culture heavily, and then they make a decision from there.
No.
based on what they've heard. So hopefully that answered the
Oh,
question.
absolutely. Absolutely answered it. And I just wanted to kind of just circle back on that too. I mean, it's just, I want to share too, because it's the same thing with my business, right? When, like, I realized early on that if you're on a sales call or a hiring interview and the other person has more leverage than you as far as you needing them more than they need you, you've lost your power as somebody that's going to help that person have a transformation. And so when we spend money on ads, it's not that, oh, I have to spend money on ads, I have to lose money. No, no, no. Look at it differently. You're investing into leverage because now every hiring interview that you take on, you have the upper hand because you don't need them because guess what? In 30 minutes, I got another one. And after that, I got nine more. Tomorrow it's the same thing. And then tomorrow it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the leverage you get, which increases your sales. It increases your aura. It increases attracting the right kind of people to your institution. And I really resonate with what you said. You said that servant heart, like you want to help them. I'm the same way. Like I see these people that just financially can't afford what I do, and I just desperately want to help them, but you can't because they're not ready for it yet, or they're not willing to. Even if they were to invest money, they're just not willing to do what it takes to get the results. And I just don't want to work with people like that. And it's the same thing for you, right? You can start as a recruiter, you start getting an intuition after you've just gotten on so many interviews of like, is this person even fit for me? He can't
Yeah.
even, he's on his iPhone right now and he's not even looking at what I'm saying. I mean, imagine when I freaking give him his license and this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So just wisdom from just, the amount of volume you get and then just running ads, just it changes the game for your business and your agency. So I really appreciate you touching on that. And the last question I have for you, man, um, there's two people watching this that are on the fence. One of them is just a younger, I mean, probably in their 30s even, not even just younger. I shouldn't say younger. They're beginner life insurance agents. They just got licensed a year ago, 6 months ago, maybe even 3 months ago. But they're in their 9 to 5, and they really want to be full time. They're watching this. They're like, I'm hungry to be a full time individual. And there's another person. Okay, he is full time or she is full time. They're doing really good, but they need that one last statement from you to move forward on marketing so they can actually start growing a big business. What do you say to those people that are on the fence right now watching this?
So I'll start with the first one just to confirm what you said. The first one is looking into starting just brand new. Um, Number one, if you're really looking to change your life and you really want to help people in financial services and you want to build a financial distribution passive income that can help change your life and speed this thing up, not wait years, like decades. You want to speed this thing up. This could this opportunity here could really jolt your business, and you cannot be afraid to invest in your business. Think about this for a second, and this goes for both both people, both examples. If you were to go invest into a restaurant, a barber shop, any type of business, it requires an X amount of capital to start the business. And it takes an X amount of years for you to recoup your investment. Let me give you the McDonald example. I just brought on board, by the way, an ex owner operator of a McDonald's. I just texted her back and forth from her. It takes
Oh,
3 years. You get put on a 3 year waiting list to open up a McDonald's. It takes about 2.5 to $3 million to have in capital to invest to open up a McDonald's. You don't get to pick where to go. When they call your name up after that 3 year waiting list, you don't get to choose where to go open up that McDonald's. It takes about 3 years to recoup your investment. So, and that's the norm of society, right? They're considered successful if you own a McDonald's. No one blinks an eye on those type of investments anymore. That's traditional capitalism at its finest, right?
mm-hmm.
But someone invests $100, $200, $1,000 into some licensing or whatever it is to get your life or insurance license or whatever industry you're in, or or into marketing. It's like the end of the world. There's a disconnection here. What are we talking about? I, I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't understand. That's there. There's got to be a shift there.
Mm-hmm.
if you really want to be in business, you got to make business decisions. I think that sums up for both.
Hmm.
I'm not, so one, for the new person, it's not just about life insurance. You're, it's a life insurance business. It's a real business. We help people. It's not just financial services. We help people protect their assets. We do indexing strategies. We do rollovers. The biggest wealth transfer in our planet's history.
Hmm.
I just helped two individuals. It's about $65,000 in commissions in the last 2 weeks,
Wow.
and more coming. And there's just so much wealth to be transferred right now. Do you know what there's $82 trillion of assets right now being transferred between generations right now. That was one of the last reports, actually more like 132 trillion, according to Bank of America. $132 trillion. You know what 1 trillion seconds represent? If you start counting back 1 trillion seconds back in time, it will go back all the way to 30,000 BC.
Damn.
You're in the biggest wealth transfer in our planet's history right now. We're never going to see this type of wealth transfer ever again. And we're still talking about if we're going to market, how we're going to scale our business, thinking about we're going to invest into license. That's so going back to the beginning of January, if I was going to, I already knew I was going to invest into marketing. I told Dylan, I'm going to do something. I just don't know what avenue I'm going to take. I don't know if you remember that, Dylan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, I'm going to do Facebook ads. Am I going to do it myself? I was like antsy. I was like going back and forth facing. I was like, do I got to do something?
Hmm.
And dude, divine intervention. Something happened. You messaged me. What's the bottleneck, Robert? What is it going to take for us to move forward? What's your last objections? I need results right now. I just can't do. You were asking me to do 3 posts a day. I can't do that right now. We got to do it for yourself program. We're going to send you the leads right away. I'm like, all right, that's what I want. Boom. We talked about it. We went forward, and here we are. So that's you. When you have an opportunity, you take it. You know why there's the successful people in entrepreneurship is it's not talent, it's not skill, um, it's grit
Mm.
plus speed. That equals success,
Grit
in,
plus.
in my opinion.
I like that.
It's grit plus speed equals success, in my opinion.
Hmm. And
Um,
yeah,
Good, sorry, but
no, no,
hopefully,
yeah. No, that was
I,
really good. I didn't want to interrupt. Go ahead.
I think that's the formula for success. Um, Sprinkle with whatever it takes. Yeah, I mean that's going to give you guys the formula for success. So
Yeah. And just to put a cap on all that, man, I mean, I remember this is the last thing here, and we'll go ahead and cut loose here. But I had reached out to you one last time. We got on a call. I didn't hear back from you. I was like, you know what? I remember Robert. I remember he told me certain things. I was like, let me reach back to him on Instagram, double tap with you. Was just enough to just get you back on the call with me. We circled back, and you said, you know what, Dylan? Let me talk to my mentor. Let me circle back with you. I thought you were hitting me with a fat objection. I was like, dude, he's probably gonna ghost me, which happens a lot. You came back the next morning and you said, let's freaking rock. I told you I was coming. Let's go. And look where we're at today, man. Like, imagine we never made that decision. Imagine I never reached out to you. Imagine that, like, who knows where we'd be right now. I mean, you've done a lot for me, dude, and I'm very, very just appreciative, more than appreciative of everything that you've done for me personally. Um, very, very appreciative. Okay. And I'm just more than honored to be a part of your team and just to continue helping you scale in whatever way we can, bro. Whether it's annuity leads in the future and just, getting you more quality people for the recruits. But we're more than happy to be with you, man. And if you guys want to
absolutely.
check out Robert Morales, his Instagram handle is going to be down below for you guys to go check him out, give him a follow, go through his content. Really awesome guy. Really, really cool dude. His wife, she's not in the interview right now, Monica. She is so awesome as well. But yeah, Instagram handle is going to be down below. Go check him out, give him a follow. And Robert, I really appreciate your time here today, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Dylan. Awesome too. See you, everyone. Take care.
Peace out.